Welcome to the Book Echo, where we uncover the wisdom hidden in the world's most transformative books. Today, we're diving deep into Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, a book that's not just about achieving success, but about defeating the unseen forces that hold us back. Have you ever wondered why you struggle to make progress despite knowing exactly what you want? Why do fear, doubt, and procrastination seem to creep into our minds, even when we're on the verge of something great? Napoleon Hill wrote this book to explore those exact questions, and what he found was both surprising and liberating. Outwitting the Devil is a daring, imaginative conversation between Hill and a symbolic figure of evil, referred to as the devil. But don't be misled by the name. The devil here represents more than a religious figure. It's a metaphor for the inner fears, doubts, and distractions that sabotage our growth. The brilliance of this book lies in how it sheds light on those invisible barriers that keep us from reaching our potential, and more importantly, how to break free from them. By the end of this journey, you'll understand why fear and indecision are your greatest enemies, how societal conditioning can make us drift aimlessly through life, and most importantly, how to reclaim your mind, habits, and purpose. Are you ready to face the devil and learn how to outwit the forces keeping you from success? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Fear, the devil's greatest weapon. The invisible chains of fear. Fear is the most powerful tool the devil uses to control us, and in this first chapter, Hill wastes no time confronting it head-on. Let's take a moment to think about this. How often has fear stopped you from doing something you wanted to do? Maybe it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or even fear of success. Whatever form it takes, fear has an incredible ability to paralyze us, and that's precisely what the devil wants: inaction. Hill explains that fear isn't just an emotion, it's a tactic. It's how the devil manipulates us into staying small, preventing us from taking risks and living fully. The most common fears, like fear of poverty, criticism, or the unknown, are the chains that bind us. But here's the crucial point Hill makes: fear only has as much power as we give it. It's a psychological construct that can be dismantled with awareness and action. Reflection moment. Think about the last time you wanted to take a leap, a career change, a new relationship, or starting a business. What was the story you told yourself when fear crept in? Was it a rational assessment of risk, or was it the voice of the devil whispering doubts into your ear? Fear as a mind control mechanism. In this chapter, Hill presents fear as a form of mind control. The devil admits that his greatest success comes from instilling fear early in life, often through the educational system, societal expectations, or even family conditioning. These fears become ingrained, making us hesitate, second-guess ourselves, and eventually give up on the things we desire most. What's especially striking is the way Hill describes fear as something that programs us. We begin life as curious, fearless children, willing to explore and experiment. But over time, the world tells us to be careful, play it safe, or don't dream too big. This constant exposure to cautionary messages creates a mindset that is fearful by default. The devil thrives on this programming because it keeps people in a state of drifting, going through life without any real direction or purpose. Practical takeaway: start to notice how often fear dictates your decisions. Is it truly protecting you from harm, or is it keeping you from growing? Next time you feel fear, ask yourself, is this the voice of the devil or the voice of my true self? The Viktor Frankl example, the power of choice. To illustrate how to outwit the devil, Hill shares the powerful story of Viktor Frankl, a man who survived the horrors of Nazi concentration camps and went on to become a renowned psychologist. Frankl's circumstances were unimaginably dire. His family was killed, and he faced the constant threat of death, starvation, and torture. By all accounts, he should have lost hope. Yet, Frankl discovered something extraordinary. While the Nazis could control his physical conditions, they could never control his mind. His attitude and the choices he made about his inner world were entirely his own. Frankl's story is a profound example of the truth that Hill emphasizes. We always have the power to choose our attitude, no matter the external circumstances. Even in the most hopeless situations, we can outwit the devil by refusing to surrender control of our thoughts. Insight: your attitude is your ultimate source of power. The world may throw obstacles in your path, but how you respond to those obstacles is entirely up to you. The devil may try to fill your mind with fear and doubt, but you always have the choice to rise above it. How to overcome fear? Action is the antidote. So how do we overcome fear? Hill's answer is surprisingly simple: action. Fear feeds on inaction and uncertainty, but the moment we take decisive steps, the grip of fear begins to weaken. It's like a shadow. It appears large and intimidating when you stand still, but the moment you move, it starts to fade. Hill challenges us to take small, deliberate actions toward our goals, even when fear is present. These actions create momentum, and soon enough, fear loses its hold on us. Practical tip: the next time you feel paralyzed by fear, take one small step toward your goal. It doesn't have to be big or bold, just something that moves you forward. As you build momentum, you'll notice that the fear diminishes. Chapter 2: The Danger of Drifting, the Devil's Silent Trap. What is drifting? In the world of Outwitting the Devil, drifting is more dangerous than outright failure. But what does Hill mean by drifting? In short, it's the state of living without a clear direction, purpose, or intention. When you're drifting, you're moving through life passively, letting circumstances, other people, or even society dictate your choices. You're not taking charge of your destiny, and this lack of control is exactly what the devil needs to keep you in his grasp. Drifting is subtle. Most of us don't even realize we're doing it. We might think we're living just fine, going through the motions, doing what's expected, but here's the catch: drifting keeps you stuck in mediocrity. It stops you from actively pursuing your dreams, and over time, strips away your ambition and creativity. Hill paints a vivid picture of what happens to people who drift. They never truly succeed because they're too preoccupied with the distractions of everyday life. Instead of taking risks or pursuing their passions, they settle for safe paths, never questioning whether those paths are right for them. Sound familiar? This might be one of the most important wake-up calls in the book. Reflection moment. Do you feel like you're drifting in any area of your life? Maybe it's your career, your relationships, or even your personal development. Are you moving with intention, or are you letting life happen to you? How drifting leads to failure. Hill reveals that the devil's greatest triumph isn't making people fail, it's making them fail slowly. Drifting leads to failure not through one catastrophic mistake, but through a series of small, unconscious choices. It's the classic frog in boiling water scenario. People don't notice the heat rising until it's too late. When we drift, we let distractions take the wheel. Think about it. How many hours a week do you spend mindlessly scrolling through social media, watching TV, or getting lost in trivial tasks that don't actually move you closer to your goals? These small habits, while seemingly harmless, add up over time. They create a pattern of procrastination, avoidance, and missed opportunities. The devil loves drifting because it keeps us in a perpetual state of someday. Someday, I'll start that project. Someday, I'll go after my dreams. Someday, I'll take control. But that someday never comes for drifters, and that's the devil's ultimate victory. Practical takeaway: start auditing your daily habits. Where are you drifting? What activities consume your time without contributing to your growth? Identify one or two areas where you can cut down distractions and replace them with intentional action. The law of hypnotic rhythm. One of the most fascinating concepts Hill introduces in this chapter is the law of hypnotic rhythm. It's the force that takes hold when we drift for too long, making it nearly impossible to break free. Hill describes it as a natural law, like gravity, that locks people into their habits and routines. Once you've been drifting for a certain period of time, it becomes incredibly difficult to change course. The longer you drift, the deeper you sink into this hypnotic state, where everything feels automatic and unchangeable. But here's the good news: hypnotic rhythm works both ways. While it can trap you in destructive habits, it can also work in your favor once you take intentional action. When you start forming positive habits and take charge of your life, the same law will lock you into those empowering routines. This is where Hill's brilliance shines through. He's not just talking about overcoming failure, but about mastering the very forces that shape our lives. Insight: if you're stuck in a cycle of drifting, the first step is to break the rhythm. It doesn't require a massive overhaul of your life. just one small, intentional change. Once you disrupt the cycle, you can start building momentum in the right direction. How the devil uses drift to control society. Hill doesn't just focus on the individual in this chapter. He broadens the scope to show how drifting affects entire societies. The devil's influence is most powerful when it works on a mass scale, and the primary tool he uses is education. Hill argues that the education system often encourages drifting by teaching conformity rather than critical thinking. Students are taught to memorize facts and follow instructions, but not to question, challenge, or think for themselves. This conditioning creates generations of drifters, people who are more likely to follow the status quo than to carve their own path. According to Hill, this is no accident. The devil knows that if he can get people to drift early in life, they'll be far less likely to break free and pursue their true potential. Practical takeaway. Education, in the context of outwitting the devil, isn't about schooling. It's about learning how to think independently. Start questioning the norms and expectations that have been placed on you. Are you drifting through life because you've accepted someone else's definition of success? If so, it's time to reclaim your power and start living on your own terms. Breaking free from drifting, purpose and definite plans. So how do you outwit the devil and stop drifting? Hill's answer is simple but profound. Purpose. The antidote to drifting is having a definite major purpose in life, something that gives you direction, focus, and the drive to take meaningful action every day. But having a purpose isn't enough. Hill emphasizes the importance of creating definite plans to achieve your purpose. Drifters may have vague desires or dreams, but without concrete steps to follow, those dreams remain just that, dreams. Purpose, combined with action, is what sets non-drifters apart from the masses. This is where the battle against the devil is truly fought, not in grand gestures, but in the everyday discipline of working toward a clearly defined goal. Whether it's building a business, pursuing a creative passion, or cultivating better relationships, it's the steady, purposeful action that moves you out of drifting and into a life of intention. Practical tip: what is your definite major purpose in life? If you're not sure, start by identifying what excites you or makes you feel most alive. Once you have a sense of direction, break it down into small, actionable steps. Every day, take one step toward your purpose, no matter how small. This will help you build momentum and escape the trap of drifting. Chapter 3. The Devil's Weapons. Fear and Indecision. The Roots of Fear. Fear is one of the devil's most effective weapons. In Hill's conversation with the devil, we learn that fear operates on a subconscious level, quietly influencing our decisions and keeping us stuck. But the most dangerous part about fear? We often don't recognize its influence on our thoughts and actions. Fear comes in many forms: fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of poverty, and even fear of success. Each of these fears affects our ability to act decisively and courageously. The devil thrives on indecision, and fear is his tool to create it. Hill describes fear as a paralyzing force, one that holds us back from seizing opportunities or pursuing our deepest desires. It's the nagging voice that says, "What if things go wrong? What will people think of me? Am I good enough?" The book highlights how fear is not just an external factor, but something we allow to take control of our inner world. The key message here is that the devil doesn't force fear upon us. We let it in. By surrendering to fear, we give away our power to make choices aligned with our purpose. Reflection. Take a moment to reflect on how fear manifests in your life. What decisions have you delayed or avoided because of fear? Are you letting the fear of judgment, failure, or uncertainty stop you from moving forward? The fear loop: how indecision leads to drifting. One of the central themes in this chapter is how fear leads to indecision, and indecision leads to drifting, a concept we explored in Chapter 2. Hill describes this as a vicious cycle. Fear makes us hesitate, and that hesitation turns into a habit of indecision. Eventually, we become so accustomed to avoiding decisions that we slip into a state of drifting, letting life happen to us instead of actively shaping our destiny. Indecision, Hill argues, is a form of self-sabotage. When we don't make decisions, we effectively give control over our lives to external forces, be it circumstances, other people, or in the context of the book, the devil. The longer we stay in a state of indecision, the more power we give to our fears, allowing them to dictate our path. Insight. Indecision is more than just a delay in taking action. It's a decision in itself. By not choosing, you're choosing to let fear control you. The antidote? Decisive action. Even if it's imperfect, it's better than no action at all. How the devil uses fear to keep us in our comfort zones. The devil's greatest trick is to make us think that staying where we are is safer than moving towards something new. He convinces us that our comfort zones, no matter how unsatisfying, are preferable to the unknown. This illusion of safety is where many of us get stuck. We choose familiar discomfort over the risk of the unfamiliar. Hill points out that the devil uses fear to reinforce this mindset. We fear the unknown, we fear failure, and we fear change. And while these fears are perfectly natural, they become dangerous when they stop us from evolving. The comfort zone may feel safe, but it's actually a prison disguised as security. The irony, as Hill reveals, is that growth only happens outside of the comfort zone. It's only by confronting fear, by stepping into uncertainty, that we can truly grow and fulfill our potential. The devil knows this, and that's why he uses fear to keep us rooted in place, living below our potential. Practical takeaway. Identify one area of your life where fear is keeping you in your comfort zone. What's one small step you can take to push beyond it? Remember, growth doesn't require giant leaps. It can start with tiny, courageous steps. The 6 basic fears. Napoleon Hill outlines 6 basic fears that the devil uses to control people. These fears, according to Hill, are the root of most human struggles. 1. Fear of poverty. The fear of not having enough money or losing financial stability. 2. Fear of criticism. The fear of what others will think, say, or judge about you. 3. Fear of illness. The fear of poor health, which often leads to anxiety about physical well-being. 4. Fear of losing love. The fear of losing relationships or the approval of others. 5. Fear of old age. The fear of becoming irrelevant or physically incapable as we grow older. 6. Fear of death. The ultimate fear that stops many from living fully. These fears are universal, and the devil uses them to keep people from taking risks or living boldly. Hill challenges us to confront these fears head-on. The message is clear. The only way to outwit the devil is to understand that these fears are illusions. They hold no real power unless we allow them to. Reflection. Which of these fears resonates most with you? How does it show up in your life, and how might it be keeping you from pursuing your purpose? Awareness is the first step toward overcoming it, breaking the cycle of fear and indecision. Hill provides a powerful antidote to fear: definiteness of purpose. The clearer you are about your goals, values, and purpose, the less sway fear will have over you. When you know where you're headed, fear loses its grip because you have a direction, a destination worth pursuing, no matter the obstacles. In this chapter, Hill stresses the importance of developing a habit of making decisions quickly and with conviction. People who succeed, he argues, are those who do not let fear slow them down. Instead, they act, adjust, and continue moving forward, trusting that any mistakes or failures along the way are part of the learning process. Decisiveness is the cure for indecision. The more decisions you make, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes next. Over time, decisiveness becomes a habit, and with it, the fear of making the wrong choice fades. Practical tip: start by practicing decisiveness in small matters. Whether it's choosing a meal, making a call, or setting a daily goal, commit to a decision and follow through. This builds the muscle of decisiveness, which will help you tackle bigger challenges in life. The devil's final play: self-doubt. The chapter closes with an examination of self-doubt, the devil's last resort when all else fails. Self-doubt is the internal voice that questions whether you're good enough, whether you have what it takes, or whether you deserve success. The devil plants seeds of doubt to undermine your confidence and keep you from moving forward. Hill's message is empowering. Self-doubt is learned, and because it's learned, it can be unlearned. You have the ability to reprogram your mind and silence the voice of doubt by replacing it with faith in your abilities and a clear vision of your purpose. Final insight: overcoming self-doubt doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with recognizing that the doubts you have are not truth. They are simply thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts you give energy to. Feed your mind with positive affirmations, surround yourself with supportive people, and most importantly, take action. Confidence grows through doing. Chapter 4: Environment, the Shaping Force. The Influence of Your Environment. Hill begins by pointing out that one of the devil's most insidious tools is the environment in which we live. The people we surround ourselves with, the places we spend our time, and even the information we consume all play a critical role in shaping our thinking and behavior. The environment can either serve as a force that encourages growth and progress, or it can be the invisible hand that pulls us into a state of drifting. Hill argues that most people remain unaware of how deeply their environment impacts their decisions and mindset. In fact, many drift through life, unaware that their habits and thinking are largely shaped by external influences, many of which the devil exploits to foster negativity, complacency, and fear. For example, if you're constantly surrounded by negative individuals who complain about life or feel stuck, it's difficult not to absorb some of their pessimism. Hill suggests that we are like sponges. We absorb the energy and attitudes of those around us, whether positive or negative. Therefore, we must be intentional about the environments we allow ourselves to be part of. Reflection. Think about your daily environment. Are you surrounded by people who inspire and motivate you, or do you often find yourself drained and discouraged by those around you? What about the media or content you consume? Is it lifting you up or pulling you down? The power of habit and routine. Beyond the people in our lives, Hill also stresses the importance of our habits and daily routines. He draws a direct connection between habits and environment, explaining that our surroundings heavily influence the behaviors we repeat. For instance, a cluttered, disorganized space can create mental chaos, making it difficult to focus or stay productive. On the other hand, a clean, well-organized environment can promote clarity and efficiency. The devil uses chaos and disorder to cloud our thinking and push us off course. One way this happens is through seemingly innocent distractions, endless scrolling on social media, binge-watching TV, or engaging in unproductive conversations. These distractions, Hill notes, aren't just time wasters. They become habits that reinforce a state of drifting, ultimately preventing us from making meaningful progress. The key, Hill says, is to take control of your environment by designing habits and routines that are aligned with your goals. Your habits should support your personal growth and keep you on a purposeful path. Creating a daily routine that fosters discipline, productivity, and positivity will help you outwit the devil's influence. Practical takeaway. Audit your current routines and habits. Are they helping you move toward your goals, or are they keeping you stagnant? Make small changes to create a more productive and inspiring environment. This could be as simple as decluttering your workspace or setting a daily schedule for focused work and rest. People as mirrors of your potential. One of the most profound insights from this chapter is Hill's belief that the people you spend the most time with are mirrors of your own potential. If you spend your days around successful, driven individuals, you'll naturally be inspired to raise your own standards. However, if you surround yourself with those who are content with mediocrity or constantly focus on what's wrong in their lives, you risk adopting those same beliefs and behaviors. The devil uses negative influences in your social circle to perpetuate feelings of inadequacy, doubt, or fear. Hill urges us to carefully select the people we allow into our inner circle, because these individuals will either lift us up or pull us down. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life completely, but rather being conscious of how much time and energy you give to relationships that do not serve your growth. Hill refers to mastermind groups, a concept he introduced in Think and Grow Rich, as an antidote to this. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your values, goals, and vision. By engaging in purposeful, positive conversations with such a group, you create a supportive environment that fosters personal and professional growth. This is the exact opposite of the drifting state that the devil seeks to create. Insight. Take inventory of your relationships. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Do these individuals inspire you to become the best version of yourself, or do they reinforce your fears and doubts? Consider how you can shift your environment to include more uplifting influences. Overcoming a negative environment. But what if you're stuck in a negative environment, either at home, work, or within your community? Hill acknowledges that not everyone can immediately change their physical environment, but he offers a powerful solution: mental fortification. You may not have control over all aspects of your external environment, but you always have control over your mind. Hill emphasizes the importance of mental discipline and the ability to build a mental fortress that shields you from the negativity of your surroundings. This involves training your mind to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and reactions, rather than external circumstances that may feel overwhelming. Through meditation, visualization, and positive affirmations, you can create a mental environment that sustains you, even when your external surroundings are less than ideal. Hill challenges us to rise above our physical environment by strengthening our mental resilience so we can continue pursuing our goals no matter the obstacles. Practical tip: start each day by visualizing the person you want to become and the life you want to create. Use affirmations that reinforce your power and potential, and practice gratitude for the progress you're making. This simple mental routine can help fortify your mindset regardless of external conditions. The devil's playground: apathy and complacency. As Hill continues to break down the ways the devil uses environment to control people, he focuses on the dangers of apathy and complacency. These are states of mind where individuals become content with staying where they are, avoiding challenges, and settling for less than their full potential. Apathy is a byproduct of a stagnant environment. When nothing changes, we stop striving for improvement. The devil uses complacency to keep people from taking risks, trying new things, or stepping outside their comfort zone. This is why a carefully crafted environment, one that encourages learning, growth, and personal development, is crucial to avoiding these pitfalls. Hill warns that once you allow yourself to drift into complacency, it becomes difficult to pull yourself out. This is why constant self-awareness and intentional growth are so important. Final insight: complacency is the enemy of progress. Challenge yourself to continuously evolve by surrounding yourself with environments and people that push you toward growth. If you're feeling stuck, it might be time to shake up your routine or seek new influences that inspire progress. Chapter 5: Education: The Devil's Misleading Tool. The problem with traditional education. Hill begins the chapter by shining a critical light on the traditional education system. He asserts that most schools and institutions focus heavily on teaching students what to think instead of how to think. The result: a population of individuals who can memorize facts, pass exams, and follow instructions, but lack the critical thinking skills necessary to navigate real-world challenges and achieve success. In Hill's conversation with the devil proudly admits that formal education is one of his most effective tools for creating drifters. The devil describes how the education system focuses on subjects that have little practical value for success, such as memorizing historical dates or solving complex equations, while neglecting essential life skills like self-discipline, goal setting, and financial literacy. Hill echoes the sentiment that schools often fail to teach students how to manage their thoughts, emotions, and habits, all of which are crucial for achieving success. Instead, students graduate with a wealth of theoretical knowledge, but little understanding of how to apply it in their personal or professional lives. Reflection: think back to your own education. Were you ever taught how to manage your thoughts or develop a success-oriented mindset? Were topics like entrepreneurship, financial independence, or emotional intelligence part of your curriculum? For most of us, the answer is no, and Hill believes this is by design: the devil's role in education. According to Hill, the devil actively works within the education system to keep people ignorant of their own potential. By keeping the focus on irrelevant or overly academic topics, the devil ensures that students remain unaware of the personal power they possess to shape their lives. Instead of learning about success principles or how to master their emotions, students are trained to follow rules, accept authority without question, and conform to societal expectations. This cookie-cutter approach to education is precisely what the devil desires. It produces individuals who are easy to control because they have never been taught how to think for themselves or how to break free from societal norms. Hill emphasizes that the devil's goal is to maintain a population of passive, fearful individuals who drift through life without questioning their purpose or potential. True education versus formal schooling. Hill draws a sharp distinction between formal schooling and true education. Formal schooling, he argues, is about acquiring knowledge for the sake of passing exams and obtaining degrees, which can often lead to a narrow view of success, such as landing a job or earning a salary. True education, on the other hand, is about learning how to navigate life with purpose, self-discipline, and resilience. Hill defines true education as the development of the mind, body, and spirit in a balanced way that enables individuals to achieve their full potential. This type of education isn't found in textbooks or classrooms. It comes from life experiences, self-reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. Hill insists that true education is about learning to think independently, developing your own philosophy of life, and mastering the principles that lead to happiness and success. He suggests that the most successful individuals in history, those who have truly outwitted the devil, are not necessarily those with the most formal education, but those who have cultivated self-awareness, creativity, and persistence. Insight. Consider your own education and life experiences. Have you focused more on formal schooling or on developing true education? What steps can you take to deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you? Self-education. The key to outwitting the devil. One of the most powerful messages in this chapter is that self-education is the key to outwitting the devil. Hill stresses that we cannot rely solely on formal education to equip us for success. Instead, we must take personal responsibility for our own learning and development. Self-education involves actively seeking knowledge and wisdom outside of traditional systems. This could mean reading books on personal development, seeking mentors who have achieved the success you aspire to, or experimenting with new ideas and strategies to see what works for you. Hill also encourages lifelong learning, constantly striving to improve yourself, expand your mind, and challenge your own assumptions. The devil fears individuals who engage in self-education because they are independent thinkers who are difficult to manipulate. By seeking knowledge on your own terms and applying it to your life, you take control of your destiny and develop the tools necessary to achieve success. The importance of specialized knowledge. Hill emphasizes the value of specialized knowledge in this chapter as well. While formal education provides a general understanding of many topics, it often lacks depth in areas that can truly drive success. For instance, many people graduate from school without understanding how to manage their finances, start a business, or build meaningful relationships, skills that are critical for a fulfilling life. Specialized knowledge refers to the deep understanding of a specific subject or skill that is directly relevant to your goals. Hill encourages readers to pursue expertise in areas that align with their passions and ambitions. Whether it's mastering a trade, developing entrepreneurial skills, or becoming a subject matter expert, specialized knowledge gives you a competitive advantage and the confidence to pursue your dreams. Practical takeaway. Ask yourself, what areas of knowledge are most important for your personal or professional success? Are you actively seeking to learn more about these areas? Consider dedicating time to acquiring specialized knowledge that can help you achieve your goals. Breaking free from the devil's control. Hill concludes this chapter with a powerful call to action. Break free from the devil's control by reclaiming your education. This means taking an active role in your own learning, thinking critically about the information you consume, and challenging the status quo when necessary. By doing so, you free yourself from the limitations imposed by formal education and take control of your own mind and future. He also warns that the devil will continue to use fear, doubt, and societal pressure to keep people from pursuing self-education. But those who are willing to think for themselves, question authority, and invest in their personal growth are the ones who will ultimately succeed in outwitting the devil. Final reflection on Chapter 5. In Chapter 5, Napoleon Hill uncovers the devil's manipulation of the education system, revealing how it produces individuals who are easy to control and keep from reaching their full potential. Hill argues that true education is not about formal schooling, but about learning how to think independently and mastering the principles that lead to success. Through self-education, specialized knowledge, and a commitment to personal growth, you can break free from the devil's influence and take control of your destiny. Chapter 6: Fear, the Devil's Greatest Weapon. The Paralysis of Fear. In this chapter, Hill's dialogue with the devil exposes fear as the primary tool used to keep people from pursuing their dreams. The devil admits that fear is an emotional and mental chain, keeping individuals in a perpetual state of hesitation, indecision, and inaction. Fear is so effective because it taps into our deepest insecurities: fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of poverty, and fear of rejection. The devil explains that fear paralyzes the mind, which prevents people from taking action. When individuals are afraid, they spend more time worrying about potential outcomes than working toward their goals. This is how the devil traps people in a state of drift, keeping them reactive rather than proactive, stuck in their comfort zones instead of growing and evolving. The 6 basic fears. Hill identifies the 6 basic fears that the devil uses to control humanity. Fear of poverty, the fear of not having enough money, resources, or security. This fear keeps people in jobs they dislike, prevents them from taking risks, and causes them to settle for less than they deserve. Fear of criticism, the fear of what others will think or say. This fear inhibits creativity and innovation, keeping people from standing out or expressing their true selves. Fear of ill health, the fear of physical decline or illness, which can lead to constant worry and anxiety over health matters, diverting attention from personal growth. Fear of loss of love, the fear of losing relationships, which can result in people sacrificing their goals or compromising their values in order to please others. Fear of old age, the fear of aging and becoming irrelevant or incapacitated. This fear often keeps people focused on the passing of time, rather than living fully in the present. Fear of death, the ultimate fear that causes people to avoid thinking about their mortality, making them complacent and reluctant to take risks. Hill argues that these 6 fears are not only irrational, but also manufactured by society and reinforced by the devil to keep people from stepping into their full potential. Each fear can hold a person back from taking risks, pursuing dreams, or making decisions that could lead to growth and success. Reflection. Consider which of these fears resonate most with you. How have they shown up in your life? Have they ever stopped you from pursuing a goal or stepping out of your comfort zone? Recognizing these fears is the first step toward overcoming them. Fear as a self-fulfilling prophecy. One of the most insidious aspects of fear, according to Hill, is that it often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you focus on what you fear, the more likely it is to manifest in your life. For example, if you're constantly afraid of poverty, you may make decisions from a place of scarcity, playing it safe, avoiding risk, and missing opportunities that could improve your financial situation. The devil gleefully admits that he uses this psychological trick to keep people trapped in a cycle of negativity. By keeping their minds focused on worst-case scenarios, the devil ensures that people remain in fear, taking only the safest and least fulfilling paths through life. Hill's message here is clear. Fear only has as much power as you give it. When you obsess over what could go wrong, you increase the likelihood that things will indeed go wrong. The power of definite purpose. Hill emphasizes that the only way to break free from the grip of fear is to cultivate a definite purpose. A definite purpose is a clear, unwavering goal or vision that drives you forward, regardless of obstacles or setbacks. When you are focused on your purpose, fear loses its power over you because you are no longer giving it your attention. People who drift, Hill says, are those who lack a clear sense of direction or purpose. They are more susceptible to fear because they don't have a guiding vision to anchor them. When you have a definite purpose, fear becomes irrelevant because your mind is too occupied with pursuing your goals to dwell on your fears. How to conquer fear. Hill provides practical advice on how to conquer fear and break free from the devil's influence. 1. Face your fears head-on. The first step to overcoming fear is to confront it directly. Acknowledge what you're afraid of, and then challenge it. Is the fear rational? Is it holding you back from achieving your goals? By shining a light on your fears, you begin to strip them of their power. 2. Take action. Despite fear, Hill emphasizes that action is the antidote to fear. When you take action, even small steps, you prove to yourself that fear doesn't control you. Each time you act in spite of fear, you build confidence and resilience. The more you act, the weaker the fear becomes. Number 3, develop self-confidence. Confidence is the natural enemy of fear. Hill suggests building your confidence by setting small, achievable goals and celebrating your progress. As you accomplish more, your fear diminishes, and your belief in your ability to succeed grows stronger. 4. Focus on your definite purpose. When you are focused on a clear goal or purpose, your mind doesn't have time to entertain fear. Hill advises that you constantly remind yourself of your purpose and keep your eyes on the prize. When you are committed to your goals, fear becomes a background noise that fades away. Number 5, change your mental attitude. Hill stresses the importance of maintaining a positive mental attitude. He reminds readers that fear is often a result of negative thinking. By consciously choosing to think positive thoughts and visualize successful outcomes, you can reprogram your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. 6. Embrace failure as part of success. One of the biggest fears people have is the fear of failure. Hill encourages readers to reframe failure not as something to fear, but as an essential part of the success journey. Every failure brings you one step closer to success, as long as you learn from it and keep moving forward. The devil's ultimate fear, fearless minds. The devil confesses that the only thing he truly fears is a person who has overcome fear. Why? Because someone who is free from fear is someone who cannot be controlled. Once fear no longer has a hold on you, you become unstoppable in the pursuit of your dreams. The devil's influence crumbles in the face of a fearless mind. By mastering fear, you master yourself, and in doing so, you become immune to the devil's tricks and manipulations. Hill's ultimate message in this chapter is that freedom from fear is the key to reclaiming your personal power and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Final reflection on Chapter 6. In Chapter 6, Napoleon Hill explores fear as one of the most powerful forces keeping people from achieving their true potential. By identifying the 6 basic fears, Hill shows how fear paralyzes individuals and prevents them from taking action. The antidote to fear is a combination of clear purpose, self-confidence, and the willingness to take action despite fear. The devil thrives on keeping people afraid, but those who conquer fear break free from his control and become masters of their own destiny. Chapter 7. Environment: The Devil's Influence on Your Surroundings. How environment shapes your life. In this chapter, Hill's dialogue with the devil reveals how much of our lives are shaped by the environments in which we find ourselves. The devil admits that one of his most effective methods for controlling people is through their surroundings. Everything from the people they associate with to the cultural and societal norms they live under. The environment includes not just your physical surroundings, but also the ideas, attitudes, and beliefs you are exposed to on a daily basis. According to the devil, most people don't realize how much their environment dictates their thoughts, decisions, and actions. They simply absorb what's around them without questioning its influence, which leads them into a state of drift. For example, if you grow up in a family where money is always a source of stress and struggle, you might subconsciously adopt a negative attitude toward wealth. If your friends are negative or cynical, you'll likely adopt similar attitudes. The devil thrives in these environments because they foster a mentality of limitation, negativity, and fear, keeping people from realizing their full potential. The influence of others. Association determines destination. Hill emphasizes the powerful role that association plays in shaping who we become. The people we surround ourselves with have a direct impact on our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. The devil points out that people who drift through life often associate with others who are also drifting, reinforcing each other's complacency, doubts, and fears. As Hill says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are constantly around people who complain, make excuses, or lack ambition, you will inevitably adopt similar habits. These negative influences keep you locked in a state of inertia, unable to break free from the status quo. On the other hand, when you choose to surround yourself with people who are driven, optimistic, and focused on personal growth, you are more likely to adopt their habits and mindsets. By consciously choosing your associations, you can elevate your own thinking and behavior. Reflection. Think about the people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? How do they influence your thoughts, actions, and ambitions? The power of culture and society. Beyond your immediate social circle, the devil also manipulates through cultural and societal norms. From a young age, we are conditioned to follow the rules and expectations set by society, whether it's in education, career, or lifestyle choices. The devil uses these societal pressures to keep people in line, making them afraid to challenge the status quo or pursue unconventional paths. Hill suggests that many people conform to societal expectations not because they truly believe in them, but because they fear judgment, criticism, or failure. The devil takes advantage of this fear to keep people from questioning the norms that limit their potential. For instance, society may push the idea that success is defined by a stable job, a certain income level, or material possessions. People who don't fit into this mold often feel like failures, even if they are pursuing more meaningful or fulfilling paths. Hill warns against falling into the trap of allowing societal expectations to dictate your choices. Breaking free from environmental conditioning. Hill makes it clear that while your environment can have a strong influence on your mindset and actions, you are not powerless. The key to breaking free from the devil's grip is to consciously design your environment. This means actively choosing the people, ideas, and influences that support your growth rather than hold you back. Here's how to take control of your environment. 1. Choose your associations wisely. Be intentional about the people you surround yourself with. Seek out individuals who inspire and challenge you to grow. Distance yourself from those who bring negativity or reinforce limiting beliefs. 2. Create a growth-oriented environment. Your physical surroundings can also impact your mindset. Create spaces that inspire creativity, focus, and positivity. This could mean decluttering your workspace, surrounding yourself with books and resources that promote personal growth, or spending time in environments that energize you, such as nature. 3. Control the input you receive. In today's digital age, we are constantly bombarded with information, from the news, social media, and entertainment. Be mindful of the content you consume, as it shapes your worldview. Choose to engage with content that uplifts, educates, and motivates you, rather than content that fuels fear, cynicism, or negativity. 4. Challenge societal norms. Don't be afraid to question the cultural and societal expectations that don't align with your personal values or goals. Just because something is widely accepted doesn't mean it's right for you. Forge your own path, even if it means going against the grain. Definite purpose and environmental control. The devil reveals that people with a definite purpose are much harder to control through environmental influence. When you have a clear sense of what you want and why, you become less susceptible to the pressures and expectations of others. Instead of drifting with the current, you chart your own course and surround yourself with influences that support your mission. Hill encourages readers to cultivate self-awareness and to regularly assess their environment. Are the people in your life supporting your definite purpose, or are they holding you back? Is your physical and mental space conducive to growth, or does it keep you stagnant? By constantly evaluating and adjusting your environment, you can ensure that it aligns with your goals and values. The Devil's Confession, the Power of Awareness. In this chapter, the devil makes a crucial confession. His greatest fear is a person who is aware of the influence of their environment. Once you become aware of how your surroundings shape your thoughts and actions, you have the power to change them. The devil relies on ignorance and complacency to maintain control, but awareness is the first step toward freedom. Hill's ultimate message is that by consciously shaping your environment, you take back control of your life. You are no longer a passive victim of your surroundings, but an active creator of your reality. This awareness, combined with a definite purpose, empowers you to rise above external influences and live a life of intentionality and success. Final reflection on Chapter 7. Chapter 7 of Outwitting the Devil highlights the immense power of our environment in shaping who we become. Whether it's the people we associate with, the cultural norms we follow, or the physical spaces we inhabit, our surroundings play a critical role in our success or failure. Hill's conversation with the devil emphasizes that while our environment can be a powerful force, we are not powerless to change it. By consciously choosing our associations, controlling the input we receive, and aligning our environment with our definite purpose, we can outwit the devil's influence and create a life of intentional growth and success. Chapter 8. Education and Self-Discipline, the Keys to Freedom. The Devil's Take on Education. In this chapter, Hill focuses on the devil's use of ignorance as one of his primary tools for control. According to the devil, most people don't understand the difference between true education and mere schooling. He explains that traditional education systems are designed to create followers, not leaders, and do not teach individuals how to think critically or independently. Instead, they produce people who can memorize and regurgitate information without truly understanding how to apply it to their own lives. The devil reveals that he takes full advantage of this flaw in the educational system. By encouraging passive learning, where students simply accept information without questioning or analyzing it, he keeps people in a state of mental drift. Without the ability to think critically, individuals are more likely to follow societal norms, accept mediocrity, and live unfulfilled lives. Hill's conversation with the devil makes it clear. True education is not about formal degrees or rote memorization. It's about learning how to think, how to problem solve, and how to continuously grow through life experiences. Self-discipline, the ultimate defense against drifting. While education is important, the devil admits that one of the most powerful tools for breaking free from his control is self-discipline. Without self-discipline, even the most educated and knowledgeable person can fall victim to the devil's influence. Self-discipline, as Hill describes it, is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions, especially in the face of temptation or difficulty. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. The devil preys on those who lack self-discipline, knowing that they will be easily swayed by distractions, negative emotions, and the opinions of others. Hill emphasizes that self-discipline is crucial for achieving success in any area of life, whether it's pursuing a career, maintaining healthy relationships, or building good habits. Self-discipline is the force that keeps you focused and consistent. It allows you to resist the urge to drift and ensures that you remain on the path toward your definite purpose. The 3 types of discipline. Hill identifies 3 types of discipline that are essential for success. 1. Discipline of thought. This is the ability to control your mind, filter out negative or limiting beliefs, and focus on positive, constructive thoughts. The devil thrives on negative thinking, so mastering your thoughts is the first step in taking control of your life. 2. Discipline of emotion. Emotions can be powerful motivators, but they can also lead to impulsive decisions or reactions. Hill stresses the importance of managing your emotions, especially when faced with fear, anger, or frustration. By controlling your emotional responses, you maintain clarity and prevent yourself from being swayed by temporary feelings. Number 3. Discipline of action. Lastly, Hill emphasizes the importance of consistent, disciplined action. Knowing what to do is one thing, actually doing it is another. The devil reveals that many people fall into the trap of procrastination or inaction because they lack the discipline to follow through on their intentions. Education through life experience. Hill also challenges the notion that education is something that only happens in a classroom. True education, he argues, comes from life itself, from experiences, challenges, and mistakes. The devil tries to convince people that failure is something to be feared and avoided, but Hill insists that failure is one of the greatest teachers. Every setback, every mistake, every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn and grow. It's through these experiences that you gain wisdom, resilience, and the skills necessary to succeed. The devil wants you to believe that failure is the end, but in reality, it's a stepping stone to greater success. In fact, Hill asserts that the people who succeed in life are those who embrace failure and use it as a learning tool. Instead of giving up after a mistake, they analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. This willingness to learn from experience is what sets successful people apart from those who drift through life. Reflection. Ask yourself, how do you handle failure? Do you view it as a permanent setback or as an opportunity to grow and improve? What life experiences have taught you the most valuable lessons, and how have you applied them? Self-discipline as a habit. Hill makes a crucial point in this chapter. Self-discipline is not something you are born with. It's a habit that you can develop over time. Just like any other habit, it requires consistent practice and repetition. Start with small acts of discipline in your daily life. For example, it could be something as simple as setting a routine, sticking to a workout schedule, or limiting distractions during work. These small acts of discipline compound over time and build the mental muscles needed to tackle larger challenges. The devil confesses that people who cultivate strong self-discipline are almost impossible for him to control. They have the power to resist his temptations, stay focused on their goals, and continue moving forward, no matter what obstacles they face. The devil's confession: fear of an educated and disciplined mind. In this chapter, the devil admits that his greatest enemy is a person who is both educated, in the true sense of the word, and disciplined. An educated mind can think critically, question assumptions, and make informed decisions, while a disciplined mind can execute those decisions with consistency and focus. Together, these two traits form an impenetrable shield against the devil's influence. The devil also reveals that most people lack these qualities, which is why they are so easily controlled. They are uneducated in the sense that they do not think for themselves, and they are undisciplined in the sense that they allow their emotions, distractions, or the opinions of others to dictate their actions. Hill encourages his readers to cultivate both true education and self-discipline if they want to break free from the devil's grip and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Final reflection on Chapter 8. Chapter 8 of Outwitting the Devil highlights the vital role of education and self-discipline in escaping the devil's control. True education is not about formal schooling, but about learning how to think critically, how to solve problems, and how to continuously grow through life's experiences. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is the key to staying focused and consistent in the pursuit of your goals. Together, education and self-discipline form the foundation for success. By cultivating these qualities, you can outwit the devil's influence, break free from societal conditioning, and live a life of intentionality and growth. Remember, the devil's greatest fear is an educated and disciplined mind, because once you have control over your thoughts and actions, you are no longer susceptible to his manipulation. Chapter 9. The Devil's Favorite Weapon, Fear. The Nature of Fear. In this chapter, Hill addresses the various forms of fear and how they paralyze individuals, preventing them from pursuing their dreams and goals. Fear, according to the devil, is the most powerful weapon in his arsenal. It's the invisible barrier that keeps people from taking risks, embracing change, and stepping outside their comfort zones. The devil reveals that he thrives on the fears of individuals: fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of poverty, and even fear of success. These fears create mental and emotional blocks, leading to drifting, a state of passivity and inaction where individuals allow life to happen to them instead of actively pursuing their desires. Fear as a form of control. Hill illustrates how the devil uses fear to control people's lives. He describes a chilling exchange where the devil admits to using fear as a means of manipulation. By instilling fear in people, the devil ensures that they remain stagnant, unable to pursue their goals or dreams. The more fear individuals experience, the more likely they are to conform to societal expectations and avoid taking risks. This form of control is insidious. It creeps into every aspect of life. Fear of judgment from others can lead to a lack of authenticity, preventing individuals from expressing their true selves. Fear of failure can cause paralysis, stopping people from taking the first step toward their goals. Even fear of success can hold individuals back, as they worry about the responsibilities and expectations that come with achievement. the paralyzing effect of fear. Hill emphasizes that fear not only prevents action, but also impacts mental health and well-being. When fear takes hold, it can lead to anxiety, stress, and a feeling of helplessness. The devil takes pleasure in this suffering, as it keeps individuals from realizing their potential and living fulfilling lives. The narrative highlights how fear operates in the background, influencing decisions and shaping life paths. Many people go through life without even realizing how deeply their fears control them. They make choices based on what they believe will avoid fear, rather than what will lead to fulfillment. The cycle of fear and inaction. One of the most poignant moments in this chapter is Hill's exploration of the cycle of fear and inaction. When people allow fear to dictate their choices, they often end up in a cycle where their inaction leads to more fear. For instance, a person may fear public speaking and avoid it, which leads to missed opportunities and reinforces their belief that they are not capable. This cycle can perpetuate itself, creating a downward spiral of self-doubt and regret. Overcoming fear, a call to action. Despite the heavy nature of the discussion, Hill offers hope. He outlines several strategies for overcoming fear and breaking free from its grip. 1. Identify your fears. The first step in overcoming fear is to acknowledge and confront it. Hill encourages readers to take a fearless inventory of their fears, write them down, examine them, and determine how they impact your life. 2. Understand the source. Fear often stems from past experiences or societal conditioning. Understanding the root of your fears can help diminish their power. Ask yourself, are these fears rational? Are they based on past failures or opinions of others? 3. Take action. The most effective way to overcome fear is through action. Hill emphasizes the importance of taking small steps toward confronting your fears. Each small success will build confidence and diminish the power of fear over time. 4. Change your mindset. Cultivating a positive mindset can help shift your perspective on fear. Instead of viewing fear as a barrier, see it as an opportunity for growth. Embrace the idea that discomfort often precedes growth. 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Engage with positive influences, people, books, and environments that encourage you to challenge your fears. The devil's influence is weakened in a supportive and empowering atmosphere. Reflection. Consider your own fears. What holds you back from pursuing your dreams? How has fear influenced your choices in the past? Are there small steps you can take today to confront and overcome these fears? The devil's acknowledgement. As Hill converses with the devil, it becomes clear that the ultimate weapon against the devil's control is courage. When individuals summon the courage to face their fears head-on, they strip the devil of his power. The devil admits that the most dangerous people to him are those who are aware of their fears and take action despite them. By breaking the cycle of fear and taking control of their lives, individuals can live authentically and pursue their true purpose. This chapter serves as a powerful reminder that while fear may be a natural part of the human experience, it does not have to dictate our lives. Final reflection on Chapter 9. Chapter 9 of Outwitting the Devil lays bare the manipulative nature of fear and its paralyzing effect on individuals. Hill highlights the importance of recognizing fear as a tool for control and encourages readers to confront and overcome their fears through understanding, action, and mindset shifts. Chapter 10. The Power of Definiteness of Purpose. Understanding definiteness of purpose. In this pivotal chapter, Hill discusses the concept of definiteness of purpose, the unwavering commitment to a specific goal or vision. He argues that a clear sense of purpose acts as a guiding light, illuminating the path to success and shielding individuals from the devil's manipulations. The devil reveals that people who lack a definite purpose are more susceptible to drifting through life, easily swayed by external influences and fears. Without a clear destination, individuals often find themselves lost, making decisions based on momentary desires rather than long-term aspirations. Why purpose matters. Hill underscores the significance of having a definite purpose in life. It serves as the foundation upon which all actions are built. When individuals are clear about what they want to achieve, they can create a roadmap to get there. This sense of direction not only fuels motivation, but also fosters resilience in the face of challenges. The devil acknowledges that people with a strong sense of purpose are harder to manipulate. They possess a focused mindset and are less likely to be swayed by fear, negativity, or societal pressures. Instead of drifting aimlessly, they actively pursue their goals, making conscious choices that align with their aspirations. The impact of lack of purpose. In stark contrast, Hill highlights the consequences of a lack of purpose. The devil explains that individuals without a definite purpose often become victims of circumstance, allowing external factors to dictate their lives. This drifting leads to feelings of dissatisfaction, regret, and unfulfilled potential. Hill shares anecdotes of individuals who found themselves stuck in unfulfilling jobs or relationships because they lacked clarity about their goals. Without a purpose, they become reactive rather than proactive, missing opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Creating your definite purpose. Hill provides a step-by-step guide for readers to identify and cultivate their definite purpose. 1. Self-reflection. Take time to reflect on your passions, values, and strengths. What excites you? What do you value most in life? Understanding these aspects can help you uncover your true purpose. 2. Set specific goals. Once you have clarity about your passions, translate them into specific, measurable goals. Instead of vague aspirations, create clear objectives that outline what you want to achieve. 3. Write it down. The act of writing down your purpose solidifies your commitment. Create a purpose statement that encapsulates your goals and aspirations. Make it visible. Post it somewhere you'll see it daily. 4. Develop a plan. Outline actionable steps to achieve your goals. Break them down into smaller tasks and set timelines for each. This plan serves as your roadmap, guiding you toward your destination. 5. Stay committed. Remind yourself of your purpose regularly. Surround yourself with positive influences and individuals who support your journey. Revisit your purpose statement to reinforce your commitment, especially during challenging times. The devil's fear of definiteness. As Hill converses with the devil, it becomes apparent that definiteness of purpose is a formidable weapon against the devil's influence. The devil reveals that he fears individuals who are resolute in their goals and passionate about their purpose. Such individuals exude confidence and clarity, making them less susceptible to manipulation. The chapter illustrates how the devil's tactics fall flat when confronted with the unwavering determination of those who have a clear purpose. Hill encourages readers to embrace their power and take charge of their destinies by cultivating a strong sense of purpose. Reflection. Consider your own sense of purpose. What drives you? Do you have a clear vision for your life? Reflect on the following questions. What are your core values and passions? What goals do you want to achieve in the short and long term? How can you take actionable steps toward your purpose today? The call to action. Hill closes this chapter with a powerful call to action. He urges readers to embrace their unique purpose and commit to it wholeheartedly. By doing so, they can break free from the devil's control, overcoming fear and doubt while moving confidently toward their dreams. Final reflection on Chapter 10. Chapter 10 of Outwitting the Devil highlights the transformative power of having a definite purpose in life. Hill emphasizes that clarity of purpose not only provides direction, but also strengthens resilience against external influences, including the manipulative tactics of the devil. By cultivating a clear sense of purpose, individuals can navigate life's challenges with confidence and determination, reclaiming their power and living lives filled with meaning and fulfillment. Chapter 11. The Mastery of Self-Discipline. Understanding self-discipline. In this chapter, Napoleon Hill asserts that self-discipline is the cornerstone of personal and professional success. He posits that self-discipline is not merely a trait possessed by a few exceptional individuals. Rather, it is a skill that can be cultivated and strengthened over time. Hill emphasizes that the ability to control one's thoughts, actions, and emotions is essential for breaking free from the devil's grasp. The devil's perspective on discipline. As Hill converses with the devil, it becomes evident that self-discipline is one of the devil's greatest fears. The devil reveals that he thrives on people's inability to exercise self-control. When individuals succumb to impulses, distractions, or negative habits, they become easy targets for manipulation. The devil delights in observing how a lack of self-discipline leads to failure and regret. Why self-discipline matters. Hill underscores the importance of self-discipline in several key areas. 1. Goal achievement. Self-discipline is essential for setting and achieving goals. It allows individuals to prioritize their actions, maintain focus, and push through obstacles that may arise on their journey. 2. Overcoming temptations. The ability to resist immediate gratification is a hallmark of self-discipline. Hill notes that successful individuals can delay gratification and remain committed to their long-term goals, rather than succumbing to momentary pleasures. 3. Building resilience. Self-discipline fosters resilience. When faced with challenges, disciplined individuals are more likely to stay the course, adapt, and learn from setbacks rather than give in to defeat. 4. Personal growth. Hill argues that self-discipline is fundamental to personal growth. It encourages individuals to step outside their comfort zones, take calculated risks, and embrace new opportunities for development. Cultivating self-discipline. Hill provides practical strategies for developing self-discipline. 1. Start small. Begin with small, manageable tasks that require discipline. This could be as simple as waking up early, sticking to a daily routine, or committing to a short exercise session. Gradually increase the complexity of the tasks as you build your self-discipline muscle. 2. Create a routine. Establishing a daily routine helps create structure and predictability in your life. Incorporate specific times for work, exercise, relaxation, and self-reflection. A consistent routine reinforces discipline and keeps distractions at bay. 3. Set clear boundaries. Identify and eliminate distractions that undermine your self-discipline. This may involve setting boundaries with technology, social media, or even certain relationships that lead you away from your goals. 4. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness practices to increase self-awareness. By recognizing your thoughts and impulses without judgment, you can better manage your reactions and make conscious choices aligned with your goals. 5. Stay accountable. Share your goals and progress with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach. Having someone hold you accountable can strengthen your commitment to self-discipline and provide encouragement along the way. The long-term benefits of self-discipline. Hill emphasizes that self-discipline is not a short-term solution, but a lifelong practice. Those who cultivate self-discipline experience profound long-term benefits, including greater success in their careers, improved relationships, and enhanced overall well-being. The discipline to pursue personal growth and resilience pays dividends throughout one's life. Reflection. As you reflect on the lessons of this chapter, consider the following questions. In which areas of your life do you struggle with self-discipline? What small steps can you take to improve your self-discipline? How can you create an environment that fosters discipline and focus? The Call to Action. Hill concludes this chapter with a powerful call to action, urging readers to take control of their thoughts and actions through self-discipline. By mastering self-discipline, individuals can reclaim their power, break free from the devil's influence, and navigate their paths to success with confidence and clarity. Final reflection on Chapter 11. Chapter 11 of Outwitting the Devil illuminates the transformative power of self-discipline in achieving success and overcoming obstacles. Hill emphasizes that self-discipline is not an innate trait, but a skill that can be developed, allowing individuals to navigate life's challenges with resilience and purpose. By cultivating self-discipline, readers can break free from the shackles of fear and negativity, reclaiming their power and creating a fulfilling life aligned with their goals and aspirations. Chapter 12, Mastering Fear. The Nature of Fear. In this chapter, Napoleon Hill delves into the profound impact of fear on human behavior and success. He highlights that fear is a universal emotion that can either serve as a protective mechanism or become a debilitating force that hinders personal and professional growth. Hill categorizes fear into various forms, including fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of poverty, and fear of loss, all of which the devil capitalizes on to maintain control over individuals. The devil's manipulation of fear. During his conversation with the devil, Hill learns that fear is one of the devil's most powerful tools. The devil explains that he thrives on people's fears, using them to create doubt, indecision, and paralysis. When individuals allow fear to dictate their choices, they become easy prey for manipulation. The devil takes pleasure in observing how fear leads people to abandon their dreams and settle for mediocrity. The consequences of living in fear. Hill emphasizes the detrimental effects of living in fear. 1. Inaction. Fear often leads to procrastination and inaction. When individuals are paralyzed by fear, they miss out on opportunities for growth and success. 2. Self-doubt. Fear breeds self-doubt, causing individuals to question their abilities and potential. This internal dialogue can prevent them from taking necessary risks and pursuing their goals. 3. Stagnation. Living in fear stifles personal growth and development. Those who allow fear to dictate their lives remain stagnant, unable to evolve or adapt to new challenges. 4. Strained relationships. Fear can also strain relationships, as individuals may isolate themselves due to insecurities or apprehensions about vulnerability. Overcoming fear. Hill provides practical strategies for mastering fear and reclaiming personal power. 1. Acknowledge your fears. The first step to overcoming fear is acknowledging its presence. Rather than suppressing or avoiding fear, confront it head-on. Write down your fears and examine their root causes. 2. Change your perspective. Shift your mindset regarding fear. Instead of viewing fear as an enemy, see it as a signal for growth. Recognize that discomfort often accompanies new opportunities. 3. Take small steps. Begin by taking small, calculated risks that challenge your fears. Gradually push your boundaries, and with each success, your confidence will grow, diminishing the power of fear over time. 4. Visualize success. Practice visualization techniques to imagine yourself succeeding in the face of fear. Picture yourself overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals. This positive imagery can help rewire your brain's response to fear. 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Build a supportive network of friends, mentors, and role models who inspire and uplift you. Their encouragement can counteract fear and bolster your confidence. The transformative power of courage. Hill emphasizes that mastering fear is closely linked to the cultivation of courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. By developing courage, individuals can break free from the shackles of fear and pursue their dreams with determination and confidence. Reflection. As you reflect on the lessons from this chapter, consider the following questions. What fears have held you back from pursuing your goals? How can you reframe your relationship with fear? What small steps can you take today to confront your fears? The call to action. Hill concludes this chapter with an empowering call to action. He urges readers to confront their fears and take control of their lives. By mastering fear and embracing courage, individuals can break free from the devil's influence, reclaim their power, and embark on a journey toward success and fulfillment. Final reflection on Chapter 12. Chapter 12 of Outwitting the Devil explores the complex relationship between fear and success. Hill illustrates how fear can become a significant barrier to achieving one's goals. But with the right strategies and mindset, individuals can master their fears and reclaim their lives. By acknowledging, confronting, and ultimately overcoming fear, readers can navigate their paths to success with newfound confidence, resilience, and purpose. Chapter 13. The Importance of Environment. Understanding environment. In this chapter, Napoleon Hill emphasizes that our environment significantly influences our thoughts, behaviors, and ultimately our destiny. He defines environment not only as our physical surroundings, but also as the people we associate with, the information we consume, and the overall atmosphere we inhabit. Hill argues that to succeed, individuals must be mindful of their environments and make conscious choices about where and with whom they spend their time. The Devil's Tactics. During his enlightening dialogue with the devil, Hill uncovers that one of the devil's key strategies is to keep individuals in toxic environments. The devil reveals that negative influences, such as pessimistic people, discouraging circumstances, and harmful habits, serve to entrap individuals and prevent them from realizing their full potential. By fostering a negative environment, the devil can undermine self-confidence and sow seeds of doubt, keeping individuals stuck in their comfort zones. The impact of a negative environment. Hill outlines the harmful effects of a negative environment, including 1. Limiting beliefs. A toxic environment can reinforce limiting beliefs. making individuals feel inadequate or incapable of achieving their dreams. 2. Discouragement. Surrounding oneself with negative people can lead to discouragement and hopelessness. Instead of feeling supported, individuals may feel criticized or belittled. 3. Distractions. An environment filled with distractions, such as noise, clutter, or constant interruptions, can prevent focus and hinder productivity. 4. Emotional drain. Negative environments can be emotionally draining, leading to stress, anxiety, and burnout. Creating a positive environment. Hill offers practical strategies for cultivating a positive and empowering environment. 1. Choose your associates wisely. Surround yourself with supportive and positive individuals who inspire you. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that uplift you and encourage your growth. 2. Limit negative influences. Reduce exposure to negative media, toxic relationships, or environments that drain your energy. Be intentional about where you direct your attention and energy. 3. Design your space. Create a physical space that inspires and motivates you. Whether it's your home, office, or workspace, ensure that your environment reflects your values, aspirations, and positive energy. 4. Engage in continuous learning. Surround yourself with knowledge and inspiration by reading books, listening to podcasts, and attending seminars. Consuming positive and enlightening content can elevate your mindset and fuel your motivation. 5. Practice gratitude. Cultivating a mindset of gratitude can transform your perception of your environment. Focus on the positive aspects of your surroundings and express appreciation for the people and opportunities in your life. The transformative power of a supportive environment. Hill asserts that creating a positive environment is not merely a nice-to-have, it is essential for success. A supportive environment empowers individuals to take risks, pursue their passions, and grow into their best selves. By fostering a space filled with positivity, encouragement, and inspiration, individuals can break free from the devil's influence and navigate their paths to success. Reflection. As you reflect on the lessons from this chapter, consider the following questions. What aspects of your current environment are holding you back? Who are the key people in your life, and how do they influence your mindset and goals? How can you intentionally create a more positive and supportive environment for yourself? The call to action. Hill concludes this chapter with a powerful call to action. He encourages readers to take an active role in shaping their environments. By consciously choosing supportive people, limiting negative influences, and creating an inspiring space, individuals can cultivate an environment that fosters growth, resilience, and success. Final reflection on Chapter 13. Chapter 13 of Outwitting the Devil highlights the vital role of environment in determining success and fulfillment. Hill illustrates how the right environment can empower individuals to rise above challenges, while a toxic environment can stifle growth and potential. By making intentional choices about their surroundings and the people they engage with, readers can create a nurturing and motivating environment that allows them to thrive and reach their goals. Chapter 14. Definite Purpose. Defining your purpose. In this chapter, Napoleon Hill emphasizes the importance of having a definite purpose in life. He argues that a clear, well-defined purpose acts as a compass, guiding individuals toward their goals and aspirations. Hill believes that without a definitive purpose, people drift aimlessly through life, susceptible to distractions and the influence of the devil. The devil's strategy against purpose. During his insightful conversation with the devil, Hill learns that the devil thrives on people lacking a definite purpose. The devil explains that when individuals are uncertain about their goals, they become easy prey for manipulation, leading them to adopt the whims and desires of others. This ambiguity leaves them vulnerable to fear and indecision, keeping them trapped in mediocrity. The characteristics of a definite purpose. Hill outlines the essential characteristics of a definite purpose. 1. Clarity. A definite purpose must be clear and specific. Vague goals lead to vague outcomes. When individuals know exactly what they want, they can develop focused plans to achieve it. Passion. A strong emotional connection to one's purpose fuels motivation and commitment. When individuals are passionate about their goals, they are more likely to persist through challenges. 3. Belief. Having unwavering belief in one's purpose is crucial. This belief serves as the foundation for action, empowering individuals to pursue their dreams with confidence. 4. Alignment. A definite purpose should align with one's values, skills, and interests. When individuals pursue goals that resonate with their true selves, they are more likely to find fulfillment and success. The importance of persistence. Hill stresses that a definite purpose must be accompanied by persistence. The journey toward achieving goals is often fraught with obstacles and setbacks. However, those with a clear purpose are more likely to persevere in the face of challenges. Hill shares anecdotes of successful individuals who maintained their focus on their purposes, even when the odds were stacked against them. Practical steps to discover your purpose. Hill offers practical steps for readers to discover and define their purpose. 1. Self-reflection. Take time for introspection. Ask yourself what truly matters to you, what you're passionate about, and what legacy you want to leave behind. 2. Set clear goals. Once you've identified your purpose, break it down into specific, actionable goals. Establish a timeline and outline the steps needed to achieve those goals. 3. Visualize your purpose. Practice visualization techniques to imagine yourself living out your purpose. This mental imagery can reinforce your commitment and strengthen your belief in your ability to achieve it. 4. Seek support. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage and inspire you to pursue your purpose. Share your goals with them to hold yourself accountable. 5. Stay flexible. While having a definite purpose is important, remain open to adapting and refining your goals as you grow and learn. Life is dynamic, and your purpose may evolve over time. The transformative power of purpose. Hill concludes this chapter by reiterating the transformative power of having a definite purpose. A clear purpose not only directs your actions, but also cultivates resilience, focus, and determination. When individuals align their lives with a strong sense of purpose, they can transcend limitations, overcome obstacles, and ultimately achieve extraordinary success. Reflection. As you ponder the insights from this chapter, consider the following questions. What is your definite purpose in life? How does your purpose align with your values and passions? What steps can you take to clarify and pursue your purpose more intentionally? The call to action. Hill closes this chapter with a powerful call to action. He urges readers to embrace the transformative power of definiteness of purpose. By defining their goals and aligning their actions with their purpose, individuals can break free from the devil's influence and chart a course towards success and fulfillment. Final reflection on Chapter 14. Chapter 14 of Outwitting the Devil underscores the critical importance of having a definite purpose. Hill illustrates how a clear and passionate purpose acts as a guiding light, enabling individuals to navigate the challenges of life with confidence and determination. By cultivating a strong sense of purpose, readers can take control of their destinies, align their actions with their aspirations, and unlock their full potential. Chapter 15. The Master Key to Success. Understanding the Master Key. In this final chapter, Hill reveals that the master key to success lies in the synthesis of all the principles discussed throughout the book. He believes that the power to achieve one's dreams and overcome obstacles is rooted in a combination of self-discipline, a definite purpose, a positive mental attitude, and the ability to learn from adversity. The role of self-discipline. Hill reiterates the importance of self-discipline as a cornerstone of success. He explains that self-discipline is not just about controlling impulses, it is about mastering one's thoughts and actions. By exercising self-discipline, individuals can direct their energies toward their goals, resist distractions, and remain steadfast in their pursuits. Integrating key principles. Hill encourages readers to integrate the following key principles to unlock the master key to success. 1. Definiteness of purpose. Knowing what you want is the first step toward achieving it. A clear purpose provides direction and motivation. 2. Faith and belief. Cultivating a strong belief in your abilities and your purpose is essential. Hill emphasizes that what you believe, you can achieve. 3. Positive mental attitude. Maintaining a positive mindset enables individuals to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Optimism fosters resilience and creativity. 4. Learning from adversity. Embracing challenges and viewing setbacks as learning opportunities allows individuals to grow and adapt. Hill shares stories of successful people who faced significant hardships but emerged stronger. 5. Persistence. Success often requires sustained effort and determination. Hill emphasizes that those who persevere through difficulties are the ones who ultimately succeed. The power of collaboration. In this chapter, Hill also highlights the importance of surrounding oneself with like-minded individuals. He believes that collaboration with others who share similar goals can amplify one's success. The collective energy and support from a community can help individuals stay motivated and accountable. Overcoming fear. Hill revisits the concept of fear, stating that it is a significant barrier to success. He suggests that to unlock the master key, individuals must confront and overcome their fears. This involves recognizing the irrational nature of many fears and replacing them with positive affirmations and beliefs. The continuous journey of growth. Hill concludes the chapter by reminding readers that success is not a destination, but a continuous journey. As individuals unlock the master key and achieve their goals, they should strive for personal growth and development. This journey is about becoming the best version of oneself and making a positive impact on others. Call to action. As the book draws to a close, Hill urges readers to take action. He encourages them to apply the principles outlined in the book to their lives and start their journey towards success today. The power to create the life you desire lies within you, waiting to be unlocked by the master key. Reflection. As you ponder the insights from this chapter, consider the following questions. How can you integrate the principles of definiteness of purpose, self-discipline, and a positive mental attitude into your daily life? What fears are holding you back, and how can you confront them? Who can you collaborate with to amplify your success journey? Final thoughts on Outwitting the Devil. In Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill provides readers with a profound understanding of the mental and emotional barriers that hinder success. By confronting fear, cultivating a positive mindset, and embracing a definite purpose, individuals can unlock their potential and navigate the complexities of life with confidence and resilience. Hill's insights serve as a powerful reminder that the keys to success lie within each of us, waiting to be discovered and activated. By applying these principles, we can transcend limitations and create a life filled with purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. Conclusion: embracing your journey to success. As we conclude our exploration of Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, let's take a moment to reflect on the transformative insights shared throughout this powerful book. Hill has illuminated the path to success by revealing that the greatest battles we face are often within our minds. A call to action. Now it's time to take action. Consider how the principles of self-discipline, definiteness of purpose, positive mental attitude, and learning from adversity can be woven into the fabric of your daily life. Ask yourself, what small changes can you make today that will lead to significant progress over time? How will you confront and overcome the fears that hold you back from achieving your goals? Who can you connect with to form a supportive community that fuels your journey? Your journey begins now. Remember, the journey to success is not just about reaching a destination. It's about continuous growth and becoming the best version of yourself. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your victories, and learn from your experiences. The master key to success lies within you, waiting to be unlocked. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Outwitting the Devil. If you found value in these insights, please share this summary with others who may benefit from it. Together, let's create a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment in our communities. Until next time, keep pushing forward and never underestimate the power of your mind. Your potential is limitless.